Stop scrolling and stay with this moment, because this message has reached you for a reason, not by chance, not by accident, but by alignment. Archangel Michael says there was a spiritual pause, a delay that lasted just long enough for truth to surface without harming you. During this time, something hidden was quietly brought into the light. Not to scare you, not to overwhelm you, but to protect you. What was discovered is not about fear, it is about clarity. It is about understanding why certain things around you felt off, why your energy was being drained, why progress seemed slower than it should have been. Heaven allowed this delay so that nothing could touch you before the truth was fully seen. Archangel Michael says you were being observed, not in a physical sense, but in an energetic sense. Someone was watching your growth, your potential, your future. They were curious about how you keep moving forward despite obstacles. What shocked them is that your protection is stronger than they expected. Your path is guarded. This is why you are being asked to stay here for a few moments longer. Because the message is not about what someone else was doing. It is about what is now changing for you. Once truth is revealed, influence loses its power. Confusion fades. Peace returns. You may notice sudden calm, unexpected relief, or clarity in situations that felt heavy before. That is not coincidence. That is alignment correcting itself. Archangel Michael says you are entering a phase where intentions around you are exposed without you having to fight, explain, or prove anything. Stay present with this message because it is sealing something in your favor. What was delayed is now moving smoothly. What felt blocked is beginning to open naturally. You do not need to react. You only need to remain grounded and aware. If this message resonates with your heart, share it with someone who needs reassurance today. And if this is your first time here, subscribe to this channel to stay connected with messages of clarity, protection, and divine guidance. Remain here for a moment longer, because what is unfolding next is calmer, clearer, and meant for you. Stay right here and do not rush away, because what comes next completes what was already set in motion. Archangel Michael says once truth is uncovered, it does not arrive loudly, it settles quietly, changing the atmosphere around you. You may feel a subtle shift, like a weight lifting without explanation, or a sense that something you were worried about no longer holds the same power over you. This is because the delay you experienced was not denial, it was preparation. Heaven was rearranging timing so that when things moved again, they would move in your favor. What you could not see was being handled without your involvement. You were protected from unnecessary stress, from information that would have distracted you from your path. Archangel Michael says there are moments when silence is the strongest defense. While you continued living your life, trusting your instincts, unseen forces were working to ensure that no confusion followed you forward. What was discovered does not require confrontation. It requires closure. And that closure is already taking place. You may notice people behaving differently toward you, conversations shifting, or plans changing without explanation. Do not question it. This is alignment restoring balance. When truth stands revealed, those who carried hidden intentions naturally step back. You do not have to push them away. Light does that on its own. Remain calm and centered, because your role now is to receive clarity, not to react emotionally. Archangel Michael says your discernment is becoming sharper. You will sense what feels right and what does not, without overthinking. Trust that inner knowing. It is being strengthened right now. Stay with this message until the end, because it marks a turning point. What once felt uncertain is stabilizing. What once felt delayed is catching up quickly. If this resonates, share it with someone who has been feeling watched, confused, or drained without knowing why. And remember to subscribe to this channel so you remain connected to messages of protection, truth, and steady guidance. Remain here just a little longer, because the path ahead is becoming clear. Remain with this moment and let the message settle, because what is unfolding now is about restoration, not reaction. Archangel Michael says after truth is revealed, the next phase is always renewal. This is where your energy begins to return to you. You may notice your thoughts becoming clearer, your sleep deeper, or your emotions more balanced than before. These are signs that interference has ended. The spiritual delay you experienced was never meant to slow you down permanently. It was a pause designed to protect momentum. During that time, your path was quietly corrected so that when movement resumed, it would be smoother and more stable. What once felt like resistance was actually redirection. Archangel Michael says you are now stepping into a period where nothing hidden can attach itself to you. Your boundaries are stronger, even if you never spoke them out loud. Your presence itself carries clarity. This is why situations that once felt complicated are beginning to simplify on their own. You do not need to revisit the past or analyze what was uncovered. That chapter has already been sealed. The purpose was not to make you look back, but to ensure that nothing from behind follows you forward. Your future is meant to feel lighter than your past. Stay grounded and patient, because changes will continue unfolding quietly. Opportunities may appear naturally. Conversations may resolve without effort. Answers may come without you asking. This is alignment working gently, without chaos. Archangel Michael says trust the calm that surrounds you now. It is not emptiness. It is peace taking its place. Let this message anchor you for the rest of your day. If this message speaks to you, share it with someone who needs reassurance and clarity right now. And subscribe to this channel to remain connected to messages of protection, balance, and divine alignment. Stay here just a moment longer, because the shift you've been waiting for has already begun. Stay with this message and allow it to move through you, because what comes now is about confirmation. Archangel Michael says when protection is active, it does not announce itself with noise, it shows itself through stability. You may notice that situations which once triggered anxiety no longer affect you the same way. This is not because you stopped caring, but because you are no longer meant to carry unnecessary weight. The season you are entering is one of quiet authority. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to defend your intentions. Your consistency has already spoken on your behalf. What others tried to understand or measure about you has lost relevance, because your path is no longer open for examination. Archangel Michael says you are being repositioned where your peace matters more than approval. This is why some connections feel distant and some routines are changing. Nothing is being taken from you. What is leaving was never meant to continue with you into this phase. Remain present, because the clarity you feel now will guide your next steps naturally. You will know when to speak and when to remain silent. You will recognize what aligns with you and what no longer fits without forcing a decision. This is wisdom settling in. There is no rush in this season. What is meant for you is approaching steadily, not suddenly. Trust the pacing. Trust the calm. Trust the inner reassurance that keeps returning to you. That reassurance is not imagination. It is guidance. If this message brings peace to your heart, share it with someone who needs grounding today. And subscribe to this channel so you remain connected to messages that strengthen clarity, balance, and spiritual protection. Stay here for a few more moments, because what lies ahead is not heavy, it is steady, and it is meant for you. Remain here and breathe into this moment, because what unfolds now is about reassurance and forward movement. Archangel Michael says when alignment is restored, life does not demand effort, it responds to presence. You may begin to notice that decisions feel easier, paths feel clearer, and hesitation slowly dissolves. This is the sign that your inner and outer worlds are coming back into harmony. You are no longer being tested in the way you were before. The phase of uncertainty has completed its purpose. What remains now is integration, allowing what you have learned to settle into confidence. You may not have all the answers at once, but you have enough clarity to take the next step without fear. Archangel Michael says trust what feels calm and consistent. Anything that rushes you, pressures you, or pulls you into confusion is no longer part of your assignment. Your journey is becoming more intentional, more focused, and more protected. Even when you move quietly, you are moving correctly. Stay attentive to subtle signs. A timely message, a sudden idea, or a gentle nudge toward a choice you have been avoiding may appear. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations guiding you forward without force. Do not underestimate the power of this season. What is being built now is meant to last. Foundations are forming beneath the surface, unseen but strong. When results show, they will feel natural, not dramatic. If this message aligns with you, share it with someone who is standing at a crossroads and needs peace, not pressure. And subscribe to this channel to stay connected with messages that support clarity, stability, and divine guidance. Remain with this energy for a moment longer, because you are stepping into a phase where progress feels lighter and trust feels natural. Stay with this message and let it carry you forward, because what comes now is about trust becoming natural. Archangel Michael says there is a difference between hoping and knowing, and you are moving into knowing. You may not be able to explain it logically, but deep inside you feel steadier, more anchored than before. This is not accidental. This is the result of alignment settling into place. The noise around you is losing its influence. Opinions, doubts, and distractions that once pulled at your focus no longer have the same grip. You are learning how to listen inwardly without shutting the world out. This balance is a gift. It allows you to move forward with awareness instead of anxiety. Archangel Michael says your patience has matured into wisdom. You no longer chase clarity. You allow it to come to you. This is why answers are arriving gently, without conflict. You are not late. You are exactly on time for what is meant to meet you. Pay attention to what feels peaceful even when it challenges you to grow. Growth no longer needs chaos to prove its value. The next steps on your path will feel simple, even if they are important. Trust simplicity. It is guiding you correctly. Remain grounded in this calm, because it is preparing you for consistency. What comes next is not a sudden event but a steady unfolding. Progress that stays. Peace that lasts. Confidence that does not depend on outside validation. If this message strengthens your heart, share it with someone who needs reassurance today. And subscribe to this channel to stay connected to messages of clarity, balance, and quiet strength. Stay here just a little longer, because the version of you that moves forward now is calmer, clearer, and ready. Remain here and receive this final movement of the message, because what unfolds now is about embodiment. Archangel Michael says everything you have sensed, every shift you have felt, is now anchoring into your daily life. This is where alignment stops feeling like a moment and starts feeling like a way of being. You are not waiting anymore. You are living from a place of inner steadiness. The protection around you is no longer something you think about. It is something you move with. This is why you feel less reactive and more observant. Situations reveal themselves before they demand your energy. You are learning when to engage and when to let things pass without attachment. Archangel Michael says this calm is preparing you for consistency, not intensity. The blessings approaching you will arrive in a way that feels natural and sustainable. Nothing overwhelming. Nothing that disturbs your balance. Just progress that fits your life instead of disrupting it. You may find yourself trusting your choices more, even small ones. That trust is important. It shows that doubt no longer leads your decisions. Your intuition is becoming your companion, not a question mark. Carry this awareness with you beyond this message. Let it guide how you speak, how you respond, how you rest. You do not need to rush toward what is meant for you. It is already aligned with your pace. If this message has grounded you, share it with someone who needs peace and clarity today. And subscribe to this channel so you remain connected to messages that support balance, protection, and steady growth. Stay present with this energy for a few moments longer, because the calm you feel now is not temporary, it is the beginning of a new rhythm meant for you. Stay with this closing movement and let it seal what has already been set in motion, because this part is about assurance. Archangel Michael says when alignment reaches this point, nothing needs to be forced anymore. You are no longer pushing against life. Life is responding to you. This is why the days ahead will feel more cooperative, more supportive, even in small ways. You may begin to notice that the right words come to you at the right time, that delays no longer frustrate you, and that outcomes feel fairer than before. This is not because everything becomes perfect, but because you are no longer misaligned with your direction. You are walking with clarity instead of resistance. Archangel Michael says remember this feeling. Return to it when doubt tries to surface. This calm is your reference point now. If something pulls you away from it, pause and reassess. Peace is not something you earn later. It is something you protect now. There is nothing chasing you and nothing you are missing. What is meant for you recognizes you without struggle. Trust that the next phase will unfold through consistency, not pressure. Through patience, not urgency. Let gratitude quietly accompany you forward, not as obligation, but as recognition of how far you have come. You survived uncertainty. You learned discernment. You arrived at steadiness. If this message has supported you, share it with someone who needs reassurance today. And subscribe to this channel to stay connected with messages of calm strength, clarity, and divine guidance. Remain with this energy for a moment longer, because the path ahead is not loud, it is aligned, and it is yours.